You were here at home, you were watching the show with... So she was at the circus performance for the inmates yesterday morning. Mr. Casaretto mentioned a show yesterday as well. He must have been talking about the same thing. What time did this show take place? From around 8 until 10, maybe? Meaning it finished right around when the body was discovered. And by dint of having attended the show, she has a reasonably solid alibi. The person who found the body screamed, and that scream was heard by one inmate that we know of. Therefore, our first task is to question this inmate and see where his information will take us next. But there's a chicken. Edgeworth. No, what do you mean I can't investigate the chicken? Gotta go, but man, I miss these games. Yeah, they're great. Have a good day. I hope you remembered to eat us and take care of yourself. A good day, Zephyr. They even have ponies. This one's big enough to carry a small child. Okay? Except it's the humans, not the animals, who live in captivity here. What's happening now? Enjoy your food. If by home you mean behind bars, then no, I suppose not. What's this say? Prisoner number D259. Classification, habitat. Sea cell to the right. Not exactly helpful, is it? There's a pet polar bear named Teddy. Relentlessly kind to himself. Omnivore. Who exactly is all this information for anyway? Hi. Whatever your name is, Fender. They almost called him Shields. It's not his name anymore. Right on the kisser, indeed. She seems to have given you quite a shock. Did you not know that embrasure in French is kiss? We learned that in the first Ace Attorney game. That's not the issue here, I think, Kay. I don't sense any reason why an associate attorney needs to smile. I don't want to build a rapport with my clients. I want to find them guilty. Yes, well, to each their own, Fender. I can't imagine Gregory Edgeworth just randomly hugging his clients. I see. And what kind of cases does the firm take on? Murders, parking fines, the whole 9 yards. Okay. I don't like that he calls her little sis. I don't remember what he used to call her, but it wasn't little sis. Edgeworth and Co. The firm my father built. Presente. Do you have anything to say about how the Bronxter was a bit of a chess fiend? Indeed, perhaps we might have enjoyed a game had we met under different circumstances. Too much thinking fries my noggin. Great. Oh, please. As I recall, I've yet to beat you even once. If you say so, Fender. I suppose we can leave it at a stalemate, for now. He never was one to show his hand. Yeah, he just says the same thing. Building cells, office. What is this room? Area? Oh, is this the workroom? Wait. No, here's the workshops. Oh, look, a piggy. It's a mini pig, I believe. Though not for eating, I hope. So this is the round thing and the over on the map. I can see the crime scene through the window in the store. I'm not a criminal, Kay, so why should I have to behave like one? A sneak peek technique? Well, I have no need for any such techniques. Thank you very much. What's this? This is the door to one of the workshops. Why do they have workshops in prison anyway? For people to train in for when they return to life in the outside world. I suppose that's another reason why we should aim to clear this mystery as soon as possible. A kitty. Do you have a moment? We have a few questions for you. She's beautiful. Meow. He's finally noticed me, I think. I was wondering. It's a Waggy. She's my little friend. Yes, right. As you were then, what I need are answers, not clawful puns. It's a monkey mountain. Not something I ever expected to see in a prison, I must say. Not in the least, and while we are on the subject, you are not, under any circumstances, to climb this structure. Do I make myself clear? Please, Kay, you really don't. A Bonbon. Hi, Bonbon. Why is there a rabbit? I nearly tripped over it. What's this? This looks like the way to the prison yard. Sadly, the shutter is locked tight. And whose thoughts are you attempting to channel exactly with that soliloquy? Don't know what she was quoting. I wonder where this door leads. That's certainly a real possibility, in which case we'd better turn back while we still can. Oh, oh wow, his hair, look, the light actually changes colors on them. Yeah, it does it on K too. A yellow-orange color on them. That's cool. Alright, we've looked at everything. I don't think we've looked in this cell. We might as well. There's no one in here. It may be a while. I got the feeling he was in pretty serious trouble. Yes, the way they had to literally drag him away was certainly unusual for a simple timeout. I shudder to think what kind of punishment he's facing right now. Hello? Hello? About the person who found the body, do you happen to know where he is right now? Then it seems the workshops are our next port of call. Oh, well, thanks. I guess I'm glad I didn't have to play mind chess with you or whatever, but stop playing with the cat. Stop petting your pussy. Get over here. Somebody using this workshop right now. One of the prisoners is in there? Good, great. Could you... We'd like to speak to this prisoner, if that's alright. No, we don't get to go in. Alright. I don't know if you've played the first Ace Attorney, but... Milesy? Ugh. What? Why? Not this one, Kay. She's a teenager. Here they come. This guy is from the very first game. Not exactly the hardened criminal we were expecting, is he? He killed, Larry's girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend. Whatever. He murdered a lady and then, framed Larry. Lawrence. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a public prosecutor. Yes. Eddie Fenner, attorney at law. What happened to being too scared to handle this? Prosecutor, indeed. That'll be the day. He's actually just an associate. Jeez, Miles. He's right. I mustn't forget that I'm a defense attorney's assistant for the time being. He's already spoken to Winner. Would you mind answering a few questions? You'd be delighted, I'm sure you would. Yep, you are Frank Sawit, indeed. I was trying to remember who was the prosecutor on his case, and it was, Payne, Winston Payne, who is a little bitch. I don't want him. Sure, have the intern do everything, why not? Mr. Sawit, you are aware that a murder took place yesterday. Would you mind telling us where you were at the time the body was found? And what kind of work were you doing? Retraining? stylist. A pet stylist? Okay. You want to be a dog groomer. Bow wow. What does your apron say, buddy? Can't read it when you're wiggling. An unusual field of study befitting an unusual prison, I suppose. I lack... What? What does that mean? THYLACINUS. It's an animal. It's an extinct animal. It was a marsupial. It's been officially extinct since 1986. It went extinct while I was a child. Certainly didn't see it. Your last name does not reflect that, sir. Interesting. Barely asked him anything at all, and he's already sweating bullets.
Hold it!
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Solid, for this interview has only just begun. You know something, don't you? I'm definitely not a defense attorney. I'm going to glare at you until you tell me the truth. Believe in your client. Smile until the end. This is not a... He's definitely hiding something. I'll need to push him a little harder if I'm to get him any answers. Oh, we're doing brain chess again. The first step is to analyze the situation. Let's take a look at our opponent. Something tells me he'd be a good poker player. It's hard to tell much at all from his face. And I don't think he'll be giving me much in the way of physical cues either. I'll have to rely slowly on his words instead, and that's the only way I'll know what's going on underneath. Alright, time to make my first move. Let's see who we're dealing with here. He may be good at hiding his emotions, but everyone has a tell. Mind chess, commence. Tell me, what's your connection to this incident? Really? A good person who's in prison. Forgive me, Mr. Solid, but under no normal circumstances, good people do not tend to end up in prison. So you do well to tell me what you know about the incident. We're gonna wait it out. He seems upsetty. Sorry, I don't know what more to say. I can't help you. My apologies, Mr. Solid. But considering that the incident occurred right here in the prison, I find it very hard to believe that you know nothing at all. Oh, well, yes, I suppose I could see how that might seem unlikely, but it's true. You're looking for the person who found the body. You'll have to look elsewhere. The person who found the body, eh? Why do you think I'm looking for the person who found the body? I certainly never mentioned any such thing to you. Is it because you do know something you're not telling me after all? No, I sensed what you might be looking for, that's all. I'm simply a pet stylist in training. I don't know anything, truly. There's no doubt about it now. This man is hiding something big. In which case, let's find out what he did yesterday, the day of the incident. My opponent is very good at hiding his true feelings, but not for long. It's time to smash that mask of his and see what lurks behind that phony smile. Tell me about the day of the incident, please. If you really don't have anything to do with the murder, then you'll have nothing to hide, right? Well, the day of the incident? Oh gosh, I mean, so much happened. How were things in prison? What was it like here in the prison yesterday morning? I really don't remember. I don't have the best memory, I'm afraid. I don't have a clue. Okay. What were you doing? I want to know what you were doing, Mr. Sawit, in detail. I told you I'm a pet stylist in training. And that's what I was doing yesterday, training. Specifically, I was giving the animals a trim. You didn't notice any commotion at the time of the incident? I would imagine things were suddenly quite tumultuous around here. Well, commotion, you say? No, not really. Maybe I heard someone, but... You heard someone. Was this someone screaming by any chance? And don't try to tell me you don't remember. You continue to assert you know nothing about the incident, Mr. Sawit, but I'm afraid I don't believe a word of it. Gah. No, I thought I heard someone yelling, but I don't really remember. The fact that he heard a scream at the time of the murder may well prove to be a useful clue. I would do well to bear it in mind. Tell me about the day of the incident. How were things in the prison? What was it like here in the prison yesterday morning? I really don't remember. I don't have the best memory, I'm afraid. You said you heard a scream. You don't remember? Please. You literally just confirmed that you heard a scream. Oh, but I might have been mistaken. The truth is, I really don't remember. Your memory fails you yet again. How convenient, but I know you're lying, Mr. Sawit. How dare you talk to me like... I mean, I'm not lying. Look, if you must know, when I'm working with the animals and I get into the zone, they're all I see. Am I to understand you have something of a talent for animal grooming, then? Well, my scissor technique could use a little work, but I'd say I'm quite good with the animals. They seem to like me. I'm especially good at calming them down when they get scared. And when exactly do they get scared? Surely it doesn't happen very often. Well, that's... No, thankfully it doesn't. A scream would certainly frighten them. A loud scream would certainly frighten the animals, wouldn't it? Why are you going to such lengths to deny having heard the scream? What is it you're hiding, Mr. Sawit? Tell me. I can assure you I'm not hiding anything. I'll admit I really did hear someone scream, but I'm not hiding anything, I promise. The mask is finally beginning to crack. Not to shatter it completely by asking about the scream itself in more detail. I'm afraid you're about to learn a painful lesson, Mr. Sawit. That hiding things from me never ends well for my opponent. And did you hear the scream? Oh, wait, now I remember. I forgot about the show. They put on a show for us prisoners around the time of the incident, you see. Yes, performing animals, if I remember rightly. That's where I was in the morning. So now you wish to claim you didn't hear a scream because you were at the show. You do realize that goes completely against everything you've told me so far. What are you gonna do about it? I mean, my memory is patchy, as they say. The animal show really had to be seen to be believed. It did it? Tell me, what kind of animals did you see? Let me think. A whale? You weren't actually at the show, were you? Enough of your lies. You were nowhere near the show, were you? Well, I seem to remember being there, but maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. It's clear Mr. Sawit wasn't at the show. This feels like a vital clue. Who did you hear screaming? Who did you hear screaming? Wait, I just realized I made a mistake. When the incident happened, I was out in the yard, yes. So, I didn't hear anyone screaming, no one at all. Time to deploy my clue. You weren't at any show. How long are you planning to keep up these lies? I already know that you weren't at the show. The game's up, Mr. Sawit. It's time you told me the truth. I demand to know about the scream, now. I can't tell you what I don't know. I didn't hear any scream. Not from the person who found the body. Wait, it wasn't the victim who screamed. How curious. Most people would assume that the scream had come from the victim. So then why do you think it came from the person who found the body? I made a mistake, that's all. How, Mr. Sawit? How did you know that it was the person who found the body who screamed? Shall I tell you? You knew because it was you who found the body. And the scream that was heard when the incident occurred didn't come from the victim. It came from you. How did you... It's true, I admit it, but... What gives you the right to treat people like this? Checkmate. I'm going to be super smug about it. Now that we've established you were the one who found the body, Mr. Sawit, I believe you have lost any standing you might have had to withhold your cooperation. It's not for you to decide. By my hand, the truth will be revealed. Every decision I make is to ensure that end. What do you mean? God damn it, Kay. This will take some getting used to. In any case, the importance of this man's testimony remains unchanged. Therefore, Mr. Sawit, I'm asking once more, what happened when you found the body? I was in the workshop there by myself practicing what I've learned. I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop. I happened to peek in through the little window, and then I saw him lying there, a man, not moving, dead. I quailed into fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror. It sounds very familiar, Frankie. Sounds very much like how you lied the first time to get yourself in this fucking place in the first place. Let me get this straight. The room you're in is next to the one where the corpse was found. Yes, that's right. I was in workshop B. And you were there the whole day. Yes, from 7 a.m. roll call onwards. There are 3 roll calls a day, you see. 7 a.m., noon, and 9 p.m. And they check who's in the workshop during roll call, correct? That's right. Nothing was reported to be amiss at 7 a.m. Which means that Knight's body wasn't in the workshop yet at that point in time. And therefore anybody who wasn't at the show has no alibi. Would that be a fair assessment, Mr. Sawit? There's a clear contradiction in Mr. Sawit's testimony. Reading it out should be my first priority. Just a moment. I was in that workshop there by myself practicing what I'd learned. Okay. How to be a pet stylist, of course. I'm a model prisoner after all. So he keeps saying.
Hold it!
You found yourself there, really? That's right, and then I found myself peeking through the little window in the door. Why did you think to do that? Gosh, I don't know, I just found myself doing it, really. You clearly weren't concentrating on your work then. No, that's not true. I'm a model prisoner. It's just all the other prisoners had gone to watch the show. I guess I was, well, kind of lonely. Yes, exactly like that. Anyway, I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop and... Does that mean you didn't get a good look inside? No, I couldn't. The window was not only small, but it had bars over it, you see. Not exactly a panoramic view. That's right, yes. You're a very knowledgeable young lady. I'll have to remind myself to address this newfound interest later. Anyway, yes, I peeked in through the little window in the workshop door. And then I saw him lying there, a man, not moving, dead.
Hold it!
Could you tell right away if it was a man or a woman? It was clearly a man, his physique, his clothes. It's also very clear that he was dead. You could tell that just by peeking through the little window. Look, let's just say this wasn't my first dead body. To my eternal shame, yes, I'm in here for murder. This was, however, the first time I'd seen another person's handiwork up close, so... okay.
Objection!
Nope, I didn't do it. This is not the correct answer. You can tell because the music didn't drop out. I wasn't wrong, I was mistaken, Edgeworth. Jesus Christ.
Hold it!
Do you recall exactly how you screamed? Any words you might have used? No, I only remember that I screamed. Exactly, so yes, I screamed, that's all I remember. He presents himself as an innocent bystander, but nothing could be further from the truth. Given what he is, things could have happened as he claims. Contradiction in his testimony is clear as day. Alright. I think I just presented it at the wrong place.
Objection!
No? I guess we haven't associated this glove with him. Try this?
Objection!
Nope. Ugh. I don't quite follow either. On the second or third statement. Okay.
Objection!
Enough of these pathetic lies, Mr. Sarwit. I'm afraid you've rather lost sight of what you are. I know precisely what I am. I'm a former newspaper salesman who's training to be a pet stylist. You were selling... You were selling magazines, but okay.
Hold it!
Well, that's not all you are, is it? Or did you forget the bracelet you wear around your wrist? A bracelet that marks you as a prisoner and therefore unable to move around as you please. We both know stepping outside the door would have sounded an alarm. Well, that's... But there's no way you could have looked into the other workshop without leaving the room you were in. Man, those are some gnarly hands. Look at how bony they are. This is not Danganronpa little tiny hands. Edgeworth? Absolutely not, Eddie. It's So actually, I may have forgotten to mention one very important detail. Sorry about that. I can explain exactly how I was able to see the body, if you like. By all means, go ahead. There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see? As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm. That's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright. So he's saying... He was able to take a look next door because he kept his arm inside workshop B as he leaned out. And please don't tell anyone about our little trick, especially not the guards, please? Is this it? Is this all he was hiding? I'd better dig a little deeper into his testimony just in case. Wow, 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 woof, woof.
Hold it!
I suppose this allows you to enjoy a little taste of freedom. It does, to be honest. It's one of the few things that brings me joy anymore. A rather surprising source of joy, but rule breaking isn't exactly a demonstration of remorsefulness, is it? Oh, but I am remorseful. I always am. I'm a model prisoner, after all. I'm beginning to suspect he doesn't know what a model prisoner actually is. So you used this trick to peek through the window. That's right, yes. I made sure the guard wasn't looking and leaned out into the corridor. That's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm.
Hold it!
So why did you make such an effort just to take a look? Well, you see, I heard a noise coming from next door. And that room was supposed to be empty, so I thought it was strange. And you went to look as soon as you heard these noises? Yes, of course. I had to see what was going on, so I went right away. I see. Are there any problems with what Mr. Sawat just said? You claim that you looked into the next room as soon as you heard some noise. If that's the case, you must have seen more than just a dead body. Because the person who made the noise should have also been in there too. And that's, Mr. Sawat. Oh, sorry, that's Edgeworth. Mr. Sawat, tell us the truth about what you saw. You do, of course, have the right to remain silent. But it will do little to dispel the notion that you were somehow involved in this crime. I'm sorry. I did see something else, but it's too insane to believe. I really thought I might have dreamt it. That's why I wasn't sure if I should mention it. Just tell us what you saw. Alright. I was that dog. And what I saw is the stuff of nightmares. That huge black dog had sunk his terrible teeth into the victim's throat. What did you just say? It was hellish, utterly hellish. And that beast, that awful beast, he killed him. Suddenly yeah, same. Jeepers creepers? It was dreadful, horrible. Now that you know why, I couldn't help but scream. Oh, there's a man-eating dog in the prison's animal population, is there? Black dog data jotted down in my organizer. And that really is everything, I promise. You believe me, don't you? For now. This one seems too far-fetched a lie, even for you. I'd like to append what you just told us to your testimony, if you don't mind. I'm gonna make Winter the overlay, and I just don't have a clue what to do for the background. I would have an animation of rain against a city backdrop. But No, you didn't upset me. I just had to think. I don't know what. I don't. Coming out shit. Um. I'm gonna go on break because I have to pee, and when I come back, we'll figure out what we can do for you. I just realized there's no music. Hang on. Play music. There we go. All right, I'll be right back. Ye big. Alright. What were we doing? Nothing.
Hold it!
You're sure this black dog was biting the victim's throat? Yes, there was blood everywhere. The beast's mouth was dripping with it, and... What about the victim? Was he... Eek! No, punch him again, Kay. Get him. He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there. Meaning he was already dead. There was so much blood just oozing from his neck. Oh, he was dead as a doornail, I'm sure of that. Not even a twitch of a finger, just lifeless. to give you a nice and accurate testimony. That is what you want, isn't it? To be fair, I would be that asshole too. Shall I add what I said to my testimony, Mr. Edgeworth? Please do. It was awful, I tell you, terrible. I remember seeing his ring gleaming as it caught the light. It's just a snowflake motif in relief. Alright, I don't know how you saw that. When his hand was clearly covered by the sheet.
Objection!
And you were looking through the door, a ring with a snowflake relief. Yes, I saw it clear as day. It was carved in such fine detail. Interesting. Your testimony is very accurate. In fact, I'd say it's just a little too accurate. And what's wrong with being accurate? I mean this, you testified to having seen a ring with a snowflake design on it. And while the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger. See, exactly as I said. There's no way you could have seen it. Take a look at this photograph. Look at this handsome man, dead before his time. Definitely not a horse face. As you can see, the victim's right hand was covered by a top. It would have been impossible for you to see his ring, let alone what design was on it. Unless, that is, you approached the body and removed the sheet. You told us earlier you only took a look through the window in the door. Yet you seem to have quite a lot from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Sawit. Who the heck do you think you are? Mr. Big Shot acting like you know it all. I mean, I saw what I saw, I swear. Oh, I know, that man's arm. It must have moved under the top after I peeked in.
Objection!
Nonsense, you already told us that can't have been the case. You said it yourself, that the victim was already dead, and dead men don't move, do they? Hooey. Ode to desperation. What are you hiding? What are you hiding, Mr. Sawit? Tell us. I can keep my voices straight, it's fine. No, You're wrong. I know what I saw. Yeah, thanks. I didn't want this. I don't want your toupee, sir. You couldn't let it go, could you? Had to keep poking and prodding. You slimy two-bit associate attorney. It seems the real Mr. Sawit has finally revealed himself. Look, I'm just a sweet, innocent witness here, just like you were to get in here. You were just an innocent witness who happened to see yourself murder a woman. But are you really? Because I must say I have doubts. Some serious doubts. What's that supposed to mean? You saw something that should have been impossible to see from outside the workshop. So, how did you do it? That's simple. Mr. Sawit, this is where you were standing when you saw the body. Presente. You were in the same room as the body. It's the only way you could have seen this relief on the ring. Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do you? Nothing to prove I was in the room with the body anyway. You can't prove it, can you? Because I was in the next room over. Minding my own business and looking after the animals. Why else would I have signed out a pair of rubber gloves? For fun? Now put up or shut up. I want to see evidence that proves I was in the room with the body.
Take that!
Remind me, Mr. Side, what were you doing when you discovered the body? How many times do I was practicing my pet styling techniques. Of course, then perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you. That's... Glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. And I can't help but notice, but you have a similar glove tucked into your apron. No, this one's different.
Hold it!
Yes, that one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it? It's just a rubber glove. There are hundreds of them all over the prison. This doesn't prove anything.
Objection!
Not yet, perhaps. But if I were to ask the police to check this glove for prints, I have a feeling the results would be rather fascinating. Man, we went inverted colors for a moment. It's over.
Objection!
What the fuck? Ah, that was you. Sure, Eddie. Please, Fender, now is not the time for tomfoolery. Right, we don't have a good explanation for that yet. Yep, super friends. That's weird. He should be... The sound of silence. Miss Law Priestess did preach that silence is golden yesterday, too. She did. You sounded like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender. Okay. You didn't study under Mia, so shut the fuck up. Gregory taught you that? Gregory doesn't smile that much either. Well, to tell you the truth, it's broken. Broken. I fell over a little while back, you see, and hit it on the floor. After that, it didn't seem to set the sensors off anymore. I should have told the gods about it, I know, but, well, it was awfully convenient. I see, so your bracelet is broken. Do they really break that easily? If so, then this prison has a serious security problem. Aren't you just the cutest? This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. It's not good. Thank you. We'll keep hold of the broken one for the time being. Mr. Towett's bracelet data jotted down in my organizer. What? No, I didn't kill anybody. No, I just found the body, that's all, I promise. And when I did, the enormous dog still had his mouth wrapped around the poor man's neck. I only went into the workshop after the beast had left. And why did you go in? Well, oh fine, I wanted to go through his pockets, okay? He was going to rob the corpse. That explains why he remembers the knight's ring in so much detail. Well, I didn't steal anything either. The show ended just after I entered the room and all the other inmates came trickling downstairs thereafter. I panicked, rushed back to the other workshop and started my fake screaming. And dropped the glove in your haste, huh? A rubber glove data updated in my organizer. Other than whether Mr. Sard is the one who did it, I'd say one very significant question still remains. The question of how Knight made it into the prison proper from his holding cell in the detention center. I also can't help but wonder about another key feature of Mr. Sard's testimony. Who's a puppy? That dog's involvement can only mean one thing. Mr. Sawit. Yes, what is it? Were you the only prisoner who didn't go to watch the show? Well, no, there was one other who didn't. Am I right in thinking that this prisoner couldn't have watched the show even if he'd wanted to? Yes, how did you... I knew it. I had my suspicions when we first ran into the black dog yesterday, but this confirms it. For a criminal that dangerous to end up in a place like this is unbelievable, but... Where is this person's cell? You're going to see him? Him? He's not like other prisoners, you know. He's special, gets treated like royalty. But you didn't hear that from me. That's supposed to go off every 2 hours. Why is it going off every 1 hour? Let me check. Control. Timed action. Excuse me while I fucking figure this out. Noir game spam. Yeah, it's set up on the 2-hour timer. It should have gone off at 3, and then it should go off again at 5. I don't understand. Don't close streamer bot. That was almost real bad. They keep him at maximum security. Which is over there. Well, that certainly is one way of treating someone differently. Let's just say he's highly skilled when it comes to people's lives, better than anyone, in fact. And that's all I'm prepared to say on the subject. In fact, I may have already said too much. the mystery man in maximum security is an old acquaintance. Let's go pay him a visit. I suspect we'll find our dark canine friend there too. Meow meow. It's a cat. Please, Kay, I'd appreciate it if you could stick to using normal words. For real? Perhaps I'd better give her a meow mint to get this cat speak out of her system. Bunny. Alright, we've already tormented the bunny. I never looked at this, apparently. The basin for drinking from. Or perhaps it's for the animals? Did you ever think of that, Kay? Off we go. Go through the door! Edgeworth. I wonder where this door leads. Maximum security, indeed. Goodness, it's dark in there. But didn't you say the Yatagarasu takes flight even in the dead of night or something? Sorry. Thanks, but that doesn't help me see in the dark. Who's a puppy? Who's a good boy? Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. That voice, I knew it. It has been far too long. You remember me? I could hardly forget now, but after all, you are the one who put me away. They ran away and then they came back. Oh, but I am forgetting myself. Forgive me, I do not often receive visitors. One moment I will turn on the lights. You are a heavy-footed lot. Am I right in thinking there are 3 of you in all? Very well. Perhaps we should start by introducing ourselves. I am... Really? Bodhid... Bohild Harmacanis. Well... Listen, Bonehilda. Fuck's sakes. I can't believe this is your name. I'm not... Why? Who did this to me? Why is this your name? Chinese Buddhist monk, Bodhi, known perfectly, similar to the Sanskrit word Bodhisattva. Is a person on the road to Bodhi awakening, or Bloodhood. It could also be read as a play on body armor. How do I fucking say this? Canis is Canis. Canis is dog. Bodied Harma. Harma? Bodied Harma. As you may have gathered, Mr. Edgeworth and I are old acquaintances. Canis was a notorious assassin. Some knew him as the Blind Butcher. His only weapons were a vicious hunting hound and a fiercely sharp knife. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells, the last sound his victims would ever hear. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I to guess why you have come to see me? You know why I'm here. In fact, I'm willing to bet you know every detail of this sordid little affair already. Then I suppose we have nothing to hide from one another. Who's a puppy? Sorry, I like the dog. Your faithful canine friend is currently the chief suspect in a murder investigation. The person who found the body saw a dog with its mouth around the victim's throat. Your witness is mistaken. Helmut is a gentle soul. He's my eyes, nothing more. Helmut. Very funny. So in the fan translation, his name was Sirhan, which was a lot easier to say. Siren Dogan. Yeah, his name is actually longer and more complicated in English than it is in Japanese. His name is, Hohenbo. Ryokin Hohenbo. It is absurd to think he would do such a thing, isn't it, boy? Your name is Canis from now on. I'm not calling you by your first name. I'm too dumb for that. Yes, it is. You're a good boy, aren't you? Helmut is more than a mere seeing eye dog, and he's certainly no good boy. He's also a trained killer. A weapon once used in this man's sordid trade. This witness of yours, is he trustworthy, I assume? Yes, Odd is anything but trustworthy, but he's still very much a suspect himself. I can hardly claim that his testimony is beyond reproach. I know then, I thought as much. Yes, I did. Helmut, yes. It figures he already knew who our witness is. What were you doing between 8 and 10 a.m. yesterday morning, Mr. Canis? During the show, you mean? I was here in Sans... In Sans... I can't read anymore. Incensed in these humble surroundings. It means encased. I just can't remember how to say it correctly. I'm sorry. I've developed a passion for wood carving, you see, an obsession. Even I was engrossed in it all morning. And you have permission to engage in such a hobby. I can't believe somebody would actually let you. The warden and I have an understanding. An understanding? That's ridiculous. This man shouldn't be allowed 1, let alone 5 chisels. They're nothing but lethal weapons in his hands. I was carving Buddhist pieces at first, but by the 674th, my interest had begun to wane. Time is all I have, child. In any case, my focus has now shifted to pieces such as these. Oh, look at his puppy teeth. I didn't know you played chess. You play too, do you not, prosecutor? Perhaps one day you might indulge me. Though you may find my game rather rudimentary. I only began after my arrival here, I'm afraid. What's that piece? A dog with 3 heads. Ah, yes, the dogs of war. You must forgive my little chip. Chess is, after all, a game of war. Soldiers, knights, castles. All doing their utmost to protect the king. All loyal to the last. I always thought it strange that such a game has no place for a dog. After all, what more loyal weapon could an army call upon? I do like the animation when the dog licks him, his face actually moves. It's moved up by his big floppy tongue. Still, it's simply a piece I made for fun. Fear not, I play by regular rules and with regular pieces. I can't imagine it's easy finding opponents to play here in prison, though. Oh, I have my correspondent. Correspondence chess, then. Sharing moves by post. Yes, even prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters. Their contents are inspected, of course. Although, I've yet to receive the details of my current opponent's next move. Dog chess piece data jotted down in my organizer. Sounds like this current opponent isn't a resident here. I suppose you know the identity of the deceased, Mr. Canis. His name was Bronco Knight, was it not? Poor, unfortunate soul. You keep your ear to the ground. My ears are all I have, Mr. Edgeworth. Why am I not surprised he's plugged into the prison's information network? But perhaps he was not so unfortunate after all. What do you mean? Mr. Knight's crime was a grave one, a crime for which he should have been made to pay dearly anyway. The attempted assassination of a president. That is no small matter. Attempted assassination. Yes, we proved that he murdered his team leader and that there was no attempt on the president's life. Could it be? Are they attempting to cover up President Wang's fake assassination scheme? Saying the Bronxster didn't actually have a pop at the prez? So it would explain why the committee was so keen to get involved. And swap their wiener kid. Thank you for saying the joke everybody was thinking, Fender. In other words, they were trying to cover up the truth. Indeed. So they really were trying to frame him. According to the guards, this night, was it? They tell me he was violently insistent that he had attempted no assassination. Which would have come out anyways when the case went to trial. I'm no expert in legal matters, but allow me to say this one thing. I know for certain that he would not have been the first inmate imprisoned on a false pretense. An uncomfortable fact, but a fact nonetheless. Yes, Helmet, yes it is. Who's a good puppy? The courtroom is not always the bastion of truth you believe it to be, Mr. Edgeworth. No bastion of truth, huh? I've heard something to that effect before. Yes, from a certain Interpol agent who doesn't have much faith in prosecutors. No, Lang, I'm not. I never was fully able to dispel his mistrust of prosecutors. Even Helmet understands, don't you, Helmet? Yes, you do. The truths revealed in court by your deductions. Dangerous to trust either implicitly. But I am not bitter. You are not the first to make me a subject of unfounded suspicion in recent days. In fact, I was visited by another prosecutor only yesterday. He was accompanied by a judge. I even dragged the warden along, a distaste for me lingering unspoken in the air. Prosecutor Winner and Judge Gaviel. They went over my cell with a fine-tooth comb, but they left empty-handed. They were looking for the murder weapon, I believe, to no avail. But I mustn't take it personally. Rumor has it that they searched every cell in the prison and still failed to find what they were looking for. I pray they weren't too disappointed. Prison search data jotted down in my organizer. Cry about it. Salbert's testimony is flimsy at best. I'll need more proper evidence if I want to take Canis on. Well, I think that's quite enough chit-chat for one day. Helmet will show you out. Good boy, Helmet. Go on now. Until next time, Mr. Canis. It does pain me that our brief time must end just as we became reacquainted. I await your return, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, later, whatever. Get the fuck out. Prison corridor. Now together the evidence I need to bolster my case. I need so much tea, my throat hurts. Just... Okay. Honestly. It's alright, Kay. You can calm down now. Where's Fender? Fender. You and I will continue the investigation, and I know just where to start. By solving that one particular mystery that's been dogging us the whole time. The knight's body was found in one of the prison workshops. But... he was presumably being detained in one of the detention center's holding cells. So how did he wind up on the other side of those heavy security doors? What about Mr. Fender? I'm sure he'll find us when he's ready. The victim cell is just over there. No, I want to investigate the hallway. Who's that? Warden Lagarde. Must have come in from the corridor marked no entry. A killer for hire. Oh. I couldn't help overhearing Warden Lagarde, but were you just talking about Canis? Girl's privacy is her armor, you know. Do you normally conduct interrogations of the man yourself? Is it purpose? Your office. Okay. Let's see, that would put it right around here. Ooh la la, indeed. Building layout data updated in my organizer. That's a rather steep price to pay. Lunchy brunch? Yeah, for now, indeed. Why did you, go from French to Italian? I wanted to ask her more about Candace, but she dominated the conversation from start to finish. Go investigate the victim's cell, shall we? So this is Knight's cell. It would have had to have been the evening of the 25th, just after the events on the lake. And then at some point he wound up in the prison proper, but how? There must be some evidence here that will point us in the right direction. Alright. Want to talk to this guy. What's up, my dude? Keep up the good work, officer. You really needn't pluralize thieves on my account, Kay. Reflected in the mirror is... It's a great thief's greatest enemy. I think that might be entirely deliberate, Kay. God. I'd like you to retrieve the footage from the security camera and review it as carefully as you can. If you see anything out of the ordinary, inform me immediately. Just playing both sides of the fence here. What have we here? I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. 200 days to freedom and escape story. You'll laugh tomorrow, an anthology. Understanding animal emotions, life as a pet stylist. Maybe there was more to Mr. Knight than met the eye. Sadly, I don't think these were his. They were likely specially selected and placed here for the detainees. I hope they would want to better themselves during their time here. A second chance at life, interviews with a former prisoner. These books appear to have been written by current model prisoners and former inmates. 200 days to freedom, an escape story. Making money while serving time. This facility may have more deeply rooted problems than I thought. It's a menu, like... It seems that those held in detention centers are able to choose what they'd like to eat each day. If they can afford it, that is. Excuse me, I need tea. Four hours of this is a little rough on the voice. Well, okay, bear in mind that the people held in these cells haven't been found guilty yet. Some of them don't deserve to be punished, but a few of them, in fact. Ugh. How did I wind up defending the practices of the detention system? There's some sort of grid on it. Let's take a closer look. Move bishop to g2. The grid appears to be a chess diagram. The victims, I suppose. A visual representation of the game of chess. See how the locations of all the pieces are marked? This seems to be a closely fought contest. Perhaps if the pawn were... No, wait. Not now, Mr. Edgeworth. I suppose you're right. Hmm? This isn't the first time I've seen this configuration of pieces. It was from a different perspective, but it was definitely the same game. Perhaps it would be wise to take another look at the evidence in my possession. Deduce.
Eureka!
This chess game. I've seen it before. I am investigating. This particular bit of chess chat could prove to be vital. Now, take a look at this. Can you tell me what it is? So that, the pawn. Bishop. The knight's over here, I guess. So this black piece. This is the rook. This is not actually here. This is not represented on the paper. It's the chess set. Yep. The rules of the game are not important here. What is important are the position of the pieces. Compare the ones in Mr. Canis' cell with these. Do you notice anything? Yes, indeed. See, here's the 3 pawns. Here's those 3 pawns. Here's their rook. The rook. Black rook. And the black pawns. And the bishop. And we can't see the knight, but it should be like right here. Except, oh, that's the king. The king. My bad, the K is for king. Indeed, there's no dog on the diagram, but that's to be expected. Apart from that, however, the positions of the pieces are identical. As unlikely as it may seem, Mr. Canis' chess opponent was. This could be just the proof we need to show that Mr. Canis had a connection to the victim. Rook. No pawn. Go to g6. g6, so it would be this pawn. He wanted to move this pawn up. It looks like he castled at some point. Because the rook's over here. But he's definitely losing. You move to take this pawn, if you take it. Sorry, I'll stop playing chess in my brain. Biek. Biek. Toiletto. The bowl is nice and spotless. There are no signs that the toilet paper has been used. Everything seems to be in order with this toilet here. Why? What's wrong? I think there might be a reason behind the open plan layout. There's like a note. Oh, there. We can read the note. Standard barred window, no signs of it having been tampered with. I don't think there's any chance that killer escaped through here. Fail to prepare to fail. Okay, we're investigating a crime scene, not preparing for your eventual escape. Oh. You're not gonna let me read the note? There's a note there. Oh. Fine. Okay, well. Must be Knight's suit jacket. Oh, well, and what have you discovered? Thank you for that. Please stop. You're right. Two of its pages have been roughly torn out. But why? Not a totally implausible theory, I suppose, but who would try to clean their cell? There's something different about this spot here. Why would somebody only do part right next to the bed, though? This bed doesn't look very comfortable. That pillow cover is very clean, spotless in fact. No, I sense he's more of a mattress on the floor type. And next. This part of the floor has been wiped clean. Why grape? Who knows, but we can certainly imagine what he used to do the wiping. The torn out pages of that newspaper. And perhaps he didn't want anyone to see what he was wiping up. Just pissed all over the floor, he was ashamed of it. It's fine. Happens to the best of us. I think we've about exhausted this cell. We've made significant progress by establishing a connection between Mr. Canis and the victim. Is that the guard? What is it? Can you show it to us? Do you just carry TVs around? Alright, thanks, buddy. What are you waiting for? Let's see it. Oh no! Oh no, attack it! Attack it! Was that? Until now, our assumption was that the crime had taken place inside the prison proper. But it seems that assumption may have been wrong. Knight had actually been attacked in this location. The holding cells. Sure.
Take that!
Right here in the detention center. And the perpetrator was indeed Mr. Canis's dog. This is just the evidence we need. And if this is when Knight was actually murdered, then one of the pieces of evidence we found here in his cell takes on a whole new meaning. If Knight's cell was the crime scene, which piece of...
Take that!
The floor of Knight's cell was wiped clean, presumably to remove something. Could that something have been his blood? Thank you, officer. Would you mind doing me one more favor? Suck my dick. There's a detective by the name of Gumshoe somewhere in this facility. I need you to give him a message. Tell him to have this cell tested for traces of blood and to report the results to Edgeworth. No, not yet. We still don't know how Knight and the dog moved between his cell and the prison proper. I suspect one of the guards might know something. Ask those posted nearby and see what they have to tell us. What? Wow, Lang! What's up, buddy? Time to get yelled at? Hey! Hey cutie, what's up, you little sociopath? Hi buddy. You and your dumb Wolverine hair. Your mutton chops aren't big enough for Wolverine though. This is Agent Shilong Lang of Interpol. He was in charge of a case I worked on 2 weeks back. Oh, it's only been 2 weeks? I forgot about that. Man. I thought he had gone home to Zhangfa after that, but here he is. You had some business to take care of, I take it, Agent Lang? Okay, puppy dog, just slow your roll. That's true. He's usually accompanied by an army of police officers. Sticking my nose into things, indeed. He means he isn't with the president of Zhangfa. Actually, I thought you might be there as well. Heading up security detail. Our president doesn't have much faith in the efficiency of his own country's police force. Okay. Maybe now, amateurs. Agent Lang doesn't have much faith in prosecutors or the courts to do their jobs right. Which is why he's so meticulous about investigating with his hand-picked cream of the crop officers. Indeed, no doubt things would have turned out differently had you and your men been in charge. My men, huh? Those guys aren't around anymore? What? They're not. Oh, I'm sorry, you're a lone wolf. What are you saying, Agent Lang? What on earth happened? I suppose it doesn't. Call it professional curiosity. See you around, puppy dog. Yes, and I would very much like to know why. There's nothing we can do about it right now. We'll worry about Agent Lang later. We have an investigation to conduct. Alright, let's bother these. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I was wondering, have you seen an enormous black dog wandering around here recently? Not now, okay? You should know when to let sleeping dogs lie. By the sound of it, Canis's dog hasn't been spotted on this side of those heavy security doors. It's like their office is down this way. Would argue that it's the ability to resist such urges that makes us human. There's an assortment of trophies here. And what sort of award would a great thief hand out? Greatest rope escape. Got it. I'd worry more about finding a venue willing to host such an event. These are the guards' lockers. Snacks, really? You know that not everyone is you, though, right? It's the door to the observation room. Oh, weird stuff. I'm a perfectly normal person who does only perfectly normal things, I'll have you know. It's a security gate that can detect metal objects. Same whenever I see it. Maybe because you go around calling yourself a great thief, hmm? Yeah, I get nervous around cops too, I don't trust them. Alright, I think we've looked at the everything. We looked over here. Did I look at this? Do I get to look at this? No. That looks like Sky. Lana Sky, not Emma. Hello. What's the matter? You seem perturbed. Where in the world did that idea spring from? Stolen from the guard's locker in the detention corridor. Missing guard uniform data jotted down in my organizer. Great. This twat. I mean, hi Fender. Where exactly have you been? Ah, amazing, because we really did not go far. Oh no, Louie! Seamless. Oh wait, what did you find out? Mister had a little incident. Yeah, pre-mortem. Okay. An incident. Simeon told you he came to visit his pal, right? It happened right after they wrapped up. Okay. Welcome back from adverts. Thanks for hanging out with me. That garbage. The Bronxster clobbered him? Night. It sounds like it may have been the prelude to a jailbreak, indeed. Were there any rumblings about Knight attempting an escape? Just sat in his cell and turned up dead. He swore right to the end that he never stole the keys. Oh. The god who was struck, what did he have to say? Nothing. Poor guy was still out when they took him to the hospital. So there's nobody around to tell us what really happened. A guard was attacked and his keys, including the one to Knightley's cell, was stolen. They have yet to be recovered. That's all we need. Hello, winner. Eustace. I almost called him Sebastian. Like a bad smell? Excuse you, young man. I don't want to deal with you anymore today. We're gonna go find someone to